A black business owner is accusing a bank of racism after a teller refused to allow her to withdraw her own money. Now, this is Gwen Samuel, president and founder of the Connecticut Parents Union, said that she had asked her to withdraw at her bank just over $1,000 in order to pay a vendor from the TD Bank branch in Southington, where she's done business for 16 years. Now, this is reported by a local TV station, WTIC TV. Now, she tells us that station, quote, I go inside, I had my TD Bank card, my license. They were cordial. I'm not even going to say they were rude. All right. Now, when she was there, she made the request and was made to wait for several minutes before the teller had come back to deny her such a request. Interesting. Now, she hands me my license and she says, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable giving you the money. I got confused. And so I said, you don't feel comfortable giving me the money? And she said, well, you just deposited the check yesterday. Okay. So she deposits money in her account and it's there, right? And then she wants to withdraw $1,000. Again, it's her own money, right? And the teller says, well, I'm not comfortable giving you the money. Your money. I'm just not going to do it. Okay, but okay, maybe you think that maybe there's a problem. Maybe it didn't actually show up. Maybe it wasn't verified. Maybe there was something wrong with it, right? Well, no, apparently the check was cleared and it was verified. And even the teller admitted, yeah, the money's cleared, it's available. I just don't feel comfortable giving you the money. Well, that's very curious. Wonder why that is. So now, the whole time this is happening, there's a line in the bank. So this businesswoman, is being basically publicly humiliated, just trying to withdraw money from her account that she has had for a very long time that has enough money in it. There is literally no reason for her to be denied access to her own money. And so, I mean, what is she going to do? Well, she needs some money. So, well, she does what I think a lot of people would do in that situation. She goes and gets the money elsewhere. Now, in this case, she had to leave the office in front of all these people and go outside and use an ATM. She then had to withdraw the maximum amount from the ATM. And then, in order to get the rest, because there are limits to how much you can withdraw from an ATM, she had to go to another completely different TD Bank branch where she was able to take out the money that she needed without any sort of trouble. So, again, there was no functional, actual reason that she couldn't take the money out at that branch other than this teller saying, no, I don't want to do it. This is the problem. And by the way, this doesn't apply to every single case, obviously, or every single ATM, but sometimes ATMs will charge you astronomical fees for withdrawals. I try to avoid ATMs for that reason alone, even though there are some banks that don't charge you for using their ATMs, whatever. But along with that, she had to do a bunch of extra steps just to get her own money out of her own account. And that is unacceptable. I've never heard of anything like this happening to anybody. Now, of course, as I'm going to likely see in the comments, there are people that are going to have similar stories like, oh yeah, no, I had this happen to me. And this is the problem. See, for people of color, this is the Black experience in America. It really is, where there is implicit bias against Black people. And over such little mundane things that, people like me, people who look like me take for granted. But there it is. It happens. It happens. The teller could not have any actual reason why they would deny her access to her own money. She just felt uncomfortable. And why did she feel uncomfortable? Well, the likely answer, of course, is that it had to do with racism. Now, as a result, Here's what she did afterwards. She's considering moving to another bank, which for me, I would go to a credit union. That's just me. I always try to unbank from bigger banks and bigger corporations, and actually go to a credit union. That's what I do. But she's also, after considering moving her bank, she also decided to notify state and federal lawmakers about the incident and file a complaint. Now, TD Bank responded to this by expressing regret for the treatment she experienced. Here's their statement. The security of our customers' accounts is a top priority, and we regret that specific reasons why the transaction could not be completed may not have been explained to Ms. Samuel at our Queen Street store in Southington. For what reason? What was there to explain? She didn't have access to her own money, and it's not because there was a problem with her account or with the money. So I'm sorry, this is already a BS statement. There's more. Due to privacy concerns, we cannot discuss the account activity of particular customers. Although we can confirm that the customer's transaction was completed at another TD store in the vicinity, we regret that Ms. Samuel did not have a positive experience, which is what we strive to provide, and that she did not receive a satisfactory explanation, again with that, regarding her transaction. We are contacting her to review her transaction and to understand and address her concerns. There's no satisfactory explanation, especially since she could go to another store and easily get her money out. So there you go. What other explanation could there be other than implicit bias, her being black, racism? I don't know the extent of racism, but understand, and it, you can see why, because I don't have these experiences. I didn't live these experiences. So I don't understand, and I will never understand what it's like. But the best I can do is to try to be an ally and try to be like, hey, we should fight against this implicit bias. We should fight against racism, and advocate for us as a society to wake up and realize that the black experience in this country is still impacted by the legacy of racism, Jim Crow, segregation, and all of these different things that still have a gigantic impact on our country and on the population of our people. And then once we realize that, we need to continue. We need to start working on actually fixing it. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.